You know, a lot of people get to hide from the rain, but that's not the case here on the farm. Here at Hartland Oaks, when it rains, well, it's not fun, but we just put on our rubber boots and we slosh out there with the animals and we get the chores done. Right, Ruger? Right, Stormy? Right, kitty, kitty, kitty? We still got to work. We got to make sure the animals are taken care of. Regardless of how gross it is, it's got to be done. This is the aftermath of our first tropical storm this year, Arthur. There was rain. There was a lot of rain. The goats didn't like it, as you can see. They're hiding up on high ground, trying to stay out of the mud. And I can't blame them, because it's just not fun. It's not fun walking through, 3 inches of mud and grossness. Now the pigs, they didn't seem to care, but I didn't like sloshing around. Slosh, slosh, slosh. It's just not fun. But sometimes you just got to deal with it. These horses, I felt bad. I like keeping them locked up so they don't put mud holes all over the yard, but they need some grass. I was giving them hay, but they were looking at all that green grass out there. They're like, gimme, 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 gimme some. Look at Ruger and Remy. They're just sloshing around, enjoying the grass. They don't really seem to care about the rain. I remember during Hurricane Beryl, they didn't want to be locked up. They wanted to be outside. I guess that's instinct. Where it's safer, they can get away. But let's go, guys. Let's get you some feed. So now that they're locked up, we'll give them some grain. Scoop each. Remy, she loves her grain. She loves her food. But lately, Pegasus, he's just been a bully. He's been trying to push her out of the way and steal her food. Patience, guys. I'm only one man sloshing around in the mud. Gotta wait for me to get there. And then Stormy and Sansa, they pick up whatever falls until I get their servings to them. It's just so gross. I hate the mud. No one warned me about this part of farming. It's fun when it's dry. It's fun when it's nice outside. But when it's rainy, when it's cold, when it's muddy, when it's storming, you still got to go out and work. You got to take care of the animals first. The ducks don't seem to care if it rains. They're just going to steal the horse feed. They eat with everything. They're spoiled, though. I give them a banana at least once a day. Got to make sure Prince gets his food. He gets bullied by the mini horses. Get out of the way, guys. So much mud. Ugh. Look at it all. Slosh, slosh. There you go, ducks. You can share with Prince. Have some more. And, of course, these cows don't seem to mind. At night, they usually find a dry spot under some cover, lay in a barn. That's Fletcher and Mabel. Super cute, always together. Super friendly. Sorry for the out of focus video here, but you can see Fletcher's like a big cuddle bug. You can use him as a pillow. And Mabel, she's pretty much the same way. Super, super friendly. Always take some time to pet the cows, rub the animals down, make sure there's no sores. All that neat stuff. Sorry about the quality of this video. I sat the camera down out in the rain and the fog and walked away. There's Honeybee. And there's poor Tara and her baby Elaine. So much water. I'm going to have to move that house. I mean, I had their house up so they could stay dry. Ooh, all those flies, too. Ugh. Rainy days like this are gross. At least their food stays dry in the barrels here. That's actually some duck food. Some lay pellets mixed with some hen scratch. Of course, I got to give all the other goats some feed too. Drew and his girlfriend, Joey and his girlfriend, plus all the pigs. There's Drew. Had to take time to empty all the water out. There's Marie. Put their food in some dry spots. This pen wasn't so bad. We got a few chickens that hang out in here. Or peek in there and see if there's any eggs. Oh yeah, there's a couple eggs in there. But this pen, we put the pigs in here and they just make a muddy mess. It's like sloshing around in inches of mud, water, and pig manure. It's just miserable. And I feel bad. I started building that raised platform for the goats to get on so they didn't have to walk in that. Here we'll see if we can move some of that around so that the water can squeeze its way out. We've had so much rain this year. They said, oh, it's going to be a super El Nino. Summer's going to be dry, probably dealing with a drought. And I've had more rain this year than any of the years I've been here. Heck, one morning we woke up to 8 inches of rain. Then it dried out, then we got another inch. Then it dried out, got another inch. Then it dried out, got another inch. And then we had this tropical storm and got a bunch more rain. Our ground just has not had time to recover. It hasn't had time to drain. I had to leave the trailer here open. That gives the donkeys another place they can escape to, because they don't always like to share with the horses or the cows. So sometimes they climb in here. They're used to going for rides, so the trailer just kind of serves as another barn. As you can see, the goat area, it gets a little sloshy as well. The chickens don't seem to care. The goats are all going to stay up on high ground. The dogs, they don't really care. The goats are just waiting for their food. The dogs are waiting for their food. Everyone wants their food. We got a little break in the rain, so I want to get it done quick. We try to build as many things up in the air as possible. That way the goats don't have to worry about the mud. That's the problem when you live by the coast. You can get a lot of rain. You can get a lot of rain in a short amount of time. What you doing there, Zoe? Stand on that igloo. Like you're king of the world. Here comes Honeybee. As we go around the corner, there's Mabel and Fletcher waiting for their feed. It is so sloshy, so muddy. Sorry, guys. And there's little Ginger Snap on the other side of the fence. Oh, and Mom Rosie. They're all super friendly, but every day I try to spend a few minutes just petting them, inspecting them, making sure everyone's healthy. We keep a lot of food locked up in that storage container where it's dry and safe. The cows get a little bit of 10% all stock, but mainly they're eating a 20% cattle cube. And hay, they'll get hay. And all the grass they can wander around and eat throughout the day. Got to keep an eye on Fletcher because he'll try to sneak in that storage container. He knows better. I got to remind him though often. Stay out. Back up, Fletcher. Let me out. So scoop for each of you. Eat up. And your boots get so heavy walking around that mud. It just sticks to your boots. Time to get Rosie hers. I guess since it's going to rain, we'll stick Rosie's food inside her little barn. The high traffic areas are where the mud gets the worst. Where the mud gets the worst. Hey, little ginger snap. Now, I like to feed the dogs in that little pen because dog food is quite expensive compared to the goat feed. So you can see that some goats ran in. It's kind of an everyday occurrence. I get the goats out, try to get Honeybee out, feed the dogs, then I feed the goats outside into the big pen. But there's always a few troublemakers who don't want to leave. There's Dahlia. Get out, Dahlia. She knows her role. But Mariah and Snow, they always try to hide in the barn and steal the food. I don't know why, because the dogs don't really share the food with them anyways. Not until they're done. I should really take the top of that barn off so I don't have to duck down, but it comes in handy when there's a big storm and strong winds. It keeps a lot of the rain out of there. Look at all that mud. It's so miserable. I feel so bad for the animals. All it does is rain lately. But, in about a month, I'll probably be complaining. It's always so hot and sunny. Not enough rain. Spending too much money on hay. So, I guess rain isn't always a bad thing. I just don't like it all at once. Get out of there, Snow. Can't steal all the dogs' food. All right, puppies. Let's feed you in the barn today, too, so we can keep your food dry. Get the dogs their food, and I usually give them about 45 minutes to an hour to eat. Then after that, I just let the goats in. Some of the dogs, though, it's like their favorite thing. They stall and they don't eat until the goats come in so they can scare the goats away. It's kind of like a game now. They have some troughs in various places. What you didn't see is I had to clean all the water out and all the mud out of their troughs before I could feed them. They'll stand in their troughs. They'll defecate in their troughs. They'll get mud in their troughs. So it's like I always got to clean it out. Why can't goats be smarter? Slosh. Look at the mud. That's what we're dealing with here. It's just miserable. Look at all the standing water. And poor little Buzz. Little Buzz, he gets bullied by the goats, so we had to pick him up and feed him separate. He's spoiled, as if you couldn't tell. Of course, all the other Little goats that realize what I'm doing, they're pretty spoiled too. So they're hanging out. Feed me, Daddy, feed me. That's Molly, whose head keeps sticking up there. Oh, and there's Charm. And there's Dahlia. I guess it's my fault that these goats are overbearing, because I always feel sorry for them and feed them. Hurry up, Buzz. Eat your food. Poor little Buzz. We bought him to be friends with Honeybee. They just don't really hang out. Honeybee's just not being a good girlfriend yet. But maybe it's because he's too young. Give him time. All right, Buzz. I think you've had about enough. Say hi to the camera, Buzz. Now let's take care of the Diva and her little baby Jack Jack. And Delilah's in there right now too, because she's got to be due really, really soon. There's little Jack Jack investigating the camera. I put a bunch of pine pellets in their barn so it would dry up the ground. But again, the donkeys aren't super intelligent. I put all the stuff in there to keep it dry, and what do? They stand in it and they pee and poop in it. So little Jack Jack's all looking wet. He likes to lay in the mud, even though he has a nice dry barn he could lay in. You can see every day I try to lift his legs, get him trained so he's ready for the farrier, spend lots of time with him so he's super friendly. Right now he's super friendly. He's a fun little guy. He loves attention. Well, thanks for watching. Now you can see what life is like at Hartland Oaks. Even when it rains, we still got to go out. We still got to work. We got to get things done. We don't eat here until after the animals eat. We don't take care of ourselves here until after the animals are taken care of. With that said, have a great day. Hartland Oaks, signing out.